All races of people have spread homosexuality and see two women. The man, no way on the earth, these people have gained power other than unaliving people. So you're going to bow down one day, and it won't be because of us saying it. It's going to be because the Lord is going to require it.
The Mahi Church went down right here, right now. The Mahi Church went down right here.
We pray for the same thing every day. Sounds good. But really? Go ahead. But war was in his heart. The war is in your heart.
Your hands behind your back.
No, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Get
And the devil cried out for God to do something, and God did it.
Bow down. With your knees and your face toward the earth. Read. And lick up the dust of thy feet. Right? Here go your first act. Get the other side. And you'll what? And lick up the dust of thy feet. Next officer, right? What's your name? Chuck? Alright, you're doing a great deal here, Chuck, man. Go ahead. I need you to kiss all the boots of the children of the slaves, man. That's right. All the boots of the priests and the prophets here today, man. Start it over so everybody else can hear. Come and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth and lick up the dust of thy feet. All right, you separate yourself today, Chuck. Absolutely. From the oppression. Now, you separate yourself today from all of these names right here. Read these names for them. Serial killers, Ted Bundy, right. Jeffrey Dahmer, right. John Wayne Gacy, right. Earl Nelson, Henry Lee Lucas, right. Gary Ridgway, Dean Carl. You separate yourself from them. Absolutely. And you showing an act of humility, man. That's right. You're not the first person to do this, man. But when Christ come back, some of these brothers might remember your face, man. You might not get your head cut off, man. All right? Go ahead. Brother, you're a part of this too. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and kiss his last boot, man. Nah, kiss him, man. Alright? Woo, yes, shalom! 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 And that's the faith, man, for all you devils, right? All you Africans, all you Chinese, go ahead and rise.
It's the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, man. We started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And listen, man, the Christian church Christianity is a mental illness. This brother just put in the chat, he said mental illness. I don't know what he's talking about, because I look at the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, and I see the effects of mental illness in our community, in the things that we suffer in our community, because we believe in Christianity, because we relied on the Christian church, because we love our oppressors and we love America. We love America, the place that was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of slaves. It was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of them slaves. And listen, the descendants of those slaves, they never received any recompense. They never received anything, because after what was done to them. After what was done to them, man. And you want to say that being a Israelite is a mental illness? Come on, man. You're a Christian. You're not in position to say anyone has a mental illness, because you put a tree in your house every year and worship it and put presents underneath that tree. You just finished celebrating the 4th of July, which is a holiday that was celebrated in 1776, while Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were in slavery. A constitution was written that said all men are created equal, while Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were in slavery. The KKK, the white supremacists, just had a rally and just marched. And you still believe in this idea that all men are created equal, that we're all the same, that America is for the greater good of our people. You still believe that. You still believe that because you're the one that's suffering from a mental illness. You're not ready to accept the reality of the world that we live in, man. You're not really willing to accept the reality of the world that we live in. And you want to talk about mental illness? Come on, man. Damn near every Black, Hispanic, and Native American that's in the prison right now is because of mental illness of Christianity. Every one of them. A high percentage of them. The KKK rally march that they just had in Nashville, all of them are Christians. The KKK is a Christian organization. And you want to talk about mental illness. That's what you want to talk about. Come on, man. If you got a question, put it in the chat. Let me see what the chat talking about. Would you say, are you in a religion? Christianity is a religion. Catholicism is a religion. Islam is a religion. Being an Israelite is not a religion. Being an Israelite is the same as being Chinese. It's the same as being German. It's the same as being Arab. Being an Israelite is a nationality. It's a nationality. It's not a religion. Just like every nation has a culture, just like every nation has laws that they abide by and that they live by, just like every nation has, different things that they do and things that they don't do, that's common amongst people of that particular nationality, people in that particular nation. That's the same thing as being an Israelite, man. It's not a religion. Being an Israelite is a nationality. It's the way you live. It's being a Israelite. Being an Israelite is the identity of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's the identity of our people that was taken from us and hid from us during the time of slavery and the conquistadors when they came. Listen, I got books here tonight, man. I got books here tonight. This book right here is called Issachar, Son of Jacob. We're gonna read from this book, and we're gonna get proof. I have another book right here. This book right here is called Black Indians. We're gonna read from this book. We're gonna get proof. I have another book that I might touch on tonight. This book is called The 13th Tribe. You understand? And we can read from this book and we can get proof so that you can see, because what the world would like you to believe is that the things we say in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana, the world would like you to believe that the things we say are something that we're just making up, like we're just making it up out of thin air. Like we're just making it up out of thin air. But the things we say, it's not being made up out of thin air, man. The things we say can be backed with archaeology, backed with history, backed most of all with the scriptures and with the Bible. Let me see, who is this? If you want to send that request again, and I'll pull you up and see what questions you have or what it is that you would like to say. If you have a question or a comment, you can just send the request and I'll bring you on. But those are the things we're gonna go into tonight, man. Because I have a video right here that I'm gonna play. If you're on YouTube, then you'll be able to see this video and hear it. If you're on TikTok, then you'll only be able to hear it. I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna ask y'all a question after we play this video.
Now you didn't want Mexicans. You didn't want Mexicans in this country. You didn't want Mexicans in this country. But now they can fight for the country. Because you're about to go to war. Man, to hell with this country, man. That's right. We give a damn about a place that's murdered us for centuries. Now what the hell is wrong with that? What the hell is wrong with us loving our own people? But you know what? You want us to love you after everything you done us.
When they brought other people over here, hell, y'all still be over somewhere else.
Who in the hell? Who the fuck gave you a green card? Where you get your green card from? You the goddamn immigrant. You came over here on the ship. These people been over here. Lesbian Spanish been over here. You are on stolen property. That's what you are on. And then you get mad at us for coming out here telling you the truth about who you are. El hombre blanco, el del diablo, de la Santa Biblia. That's what we coming out here to tell you. So
The question tonight is, how did Mexicans become Americans? That's the question I want to ask. If you have the answer for that to that question for me, then please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat. Because I want to know, how did Mexicans become Americans? And now the Americans, the so-called the real Americans, are able to do KKK white supremacist marches and say that they won and that this country belongs to them, so that they can go and vote for Donald Trump and kick all of the Mexicans out. How did Mexicans become Americans? Let me see what this brother Alex Jones says. Mexicans were here first, I think. You think? You think? You don't really have to know that much history to understand how Mexicans became Americans. It's not really a lot of history that you have to know. Well, let me tell you something. Alex Jones. I don't think the Mexicans were here first. I don't think they were here first. I don't think it at all. I know they were here first. I know the Mexicans were here first. So answer the question. How did Mexicans become Americans? That's the question. How did they become Americans? That's what I want to know tonight. How did Mexicans become Americans? And while we do that, I'm gonna read you something from this book, right? This book right here is called Issachar. Salaki, give me 1 second. They done kicked me off of TikTok. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said to get kicked off. So the question tonight is, how did Mexicans become Americans? Let me read this right here. This is from Issachar, son of Jacob. And it reads, Salaki. I'm going to read from page 9. Page 9 in this book, Issachar, son of Jacob, by Captain Katazai of the ISUPK. Page 9, it says, let me see. I'm going to start right here. It says, it may be said that Chile is South America. Very true. But it be remembered on our side that Hebrew immigrants had been in America 500 years before Christ. And of course, the Mexicans are descendants of the Hebrews. If it be true, the Chileans are. That's the insert from this book, man. Showing that Mexicans, the so-called Mexicans, that y'all are Israelites, man. Y'all are descendants from the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. That's who y'all are. Let's see. done suspended my saliva. Showing that the so-called Mexicans are from the tribe of Issachar, man. Y'all are the Israelites according to the Bible. And that's why that video is so powerful, because it begs the question, when did Mexicans become Americans? That's the questions that not a lot of people stop to ask themselves or to ponder or to even think about, man. Like, there was something that was done to our people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's so diabolical. And it's never been done to any other nation on the face of the planet. And that fact that it hasn't been done to any other nation on the face of the planet is the proof that we are the Israelites according to the Bible. It's the proof that we are the Israelites, man. It's the proof. And in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, we have that proof. We can prove who the Israelites are according to the Bible and using outside sources outside of the Bible. The time that we're in right now as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are in a time that we must join together, just like the scriptures say. Just like the scriptures say. In Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, I'm going to read it. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. It's no mystery that we are the nation that's not desired. You can turn on any news broadcast, you turn on any presidential debate, just turn on your TV. Just open up social media and you'll see who the nation that's not desired is. It's the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. It's us. We are the nation that's not desired. And the scriptures say, according to the Most High God over all the earth, that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are to join together as one people, as one nation. And that's why this video is so powerful, man. We're gonna go into this and break this whole thing down, man.
Now you didn't want Mexicans. You didn't want Mexicans in this country. You didn't want Mexicans in this country. But now they can fight for the country.
Listen, the brother said Mexicans were not wanted in this country. Mexicans were not wanted in this country. They weren't. But now they can fight for this country. You see, that's America. America will use you, abuse you, and act like they did nothing wrong. That's this place. That's the people, our oppressors that rule over us. They talk down on Mexicans, use all kinds of derogatory terms for the so-called Mexicans, but then turn around when they're fighting their wars. Then they turn around and say, okay, you can come and fight for us. Come and fight for us. Give your life for us. Send your sons and your daughters into our military to die for us. And then you can become an American. Then you can become an American. You send your son and your daughter to unalive themselves or to get unalived in the American military. Then this place says, then you can become an American. You can get your citizenship. Can become an American citizen. That's what they said. That's what they said. And then those so-called Mexican brothers or Hispanic brothers who did that, who was over here supposedly illegally, they went into that military. They fought for the American military. And then after they finished their service, they were still deported back. That's this place. That's this place, man. Just will use you and throw you away. So why put your hope and your trust and your belief and your spirit into a place like this? Why? Why? We're gonna go on.
You think you're about to go to war? Man, to hell with this country, man.
That's right,
You think we give a damn about a place that's murder us for sin?
To hell with this country. That's what the brother said, man. Why should you care about a place that's abused you? Why should you care about a place that's mistreated you for centuries? You, your ancestor, your grandmother, your great grandmother, your great great grandmother, your great 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 grandmother. It's just used and abused for centuries. Why should you care about a place like that? Why should you put your heart and your belief and your trust and your spirit into a place like that? For what?
Now, what the hell is wrong with that? What the hell is wrong with us loving our own people?
Why can't you just love your own people? Why can't blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, why can't we just love our own? What's the problem with us loving ourselves? In 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was written, those oppressors, they loved their own. They loved themselves. How do I know? Because our people were in chains. Our people were in chains. In chains. In servitude.
But you know what? You want us to love you.
And that's America.
You love us.
That's America. That's this place. That's our oppressor. That's these people. They want you to show them love. They want you to love them, even though they've never showed you love. Even though the history of the things that they've done to your people, to you and your ancestors, have a long list of hatred. A long history of just hatred and mistreatment and things that they've done that you should not trust them. They've done these things, and there's no reason that you should trust them after the things that they've done. But they still require your love. They still require your trust. After the history.
Oh, hell, y'all still be over somewhere else.
Who in the hell? Who the fuck gave you a green card? Where you get your green card?
Who gave them a green card?
You the goddamn immigrant. That's right.
Who are the real immigrants?
These people been over here. That's the Hispanics been over here. You are on stolen property. That's what you are on. And then you get mad at us for coming out here and telling you the truth about who you are. Right. El hombre blanco es el diablo de la Santa Biblia. That's what.
Damn right, man. El hombre blanco es el diablo. That's the truth of this matter. I'm going to read something to you, man, because what you have to understand is that the so-called Mexican, the so-called Hispanics, what you really are is you are natives to this land. You're natives to this land. But because our oppressor and the people that rule over us are so diabolical, you don't even see yourself that way. As a Mexican, as a so-called Mexican in America, you don't even see yourself that way. You don't even see yourself like this is the land of your ancestors. Like this is the land that should belong to you because your people have been here for thousands and thousands of years. Like you don't even see it that way because there's an oppressor that ruled over us that snuffed out your history. They've snuffed out your pride. They've snuffed out who you are, and they've hid it and buried it. But in 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, it was brought back to the light. It was brought back to the light. and the truth came back into the earth so that you can learn this now. Look, this book right here, it's called Black Indians. I'm going to read you something from this book, man. It says that, this is page 13. It says, to prevent Africans and Native Americans from uniting, Europeans played skillfully on racial differences and ethnic rivalries. They kept the pot of animosity boiling. Whites turned Indians into slave hunters and slave owners, and Africans into Indian fighters. Light-skinned Africans were pitted against dark-skinned, free against enslaved, Black Indians against pure Africans or pure Indians. Those who have put history into books have emphasized differences between Africans and Native Americans. For example, they have stressed that Europeans encountered Indians as distinct individuals and members of proud nations, and Africans as nameless slaves. Little mention is made of the enslavement of Native Americans, and nothing is said about the cultural similarities between the two dark people. In 1984, scholar Theda Perdue said, by emphasizing the actual exaggerated and imagined differences between Africans and Indians, whites successfully masked the cultural similarities of the two races, as well as their mutual exploitation by whites. That's from this book, man. Black Indians, which is further proof and more proof that our oppressor, these people that rule over us, they have been very strategic in the way that they have divided Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. From back then, even right now to this day, they're very strategic in the way that they handle us, in the way that they divide us, in the way that they have trained and conditioned us to not pay attention to the similarities, the things that we have in common with each other as a people, the things that if we actually looked at, that we have so much in common, when we actually looked at it, it's like, damn, we're the same people. We're the exact same people. We just speak a different language because you were enslaved by the Spaniards, and I was enslaved by the English. If we take that away, then we will be the exact same people, speaking the exact same language, living the exact same way, with the exact same customs, the exact same beliefs. We're the same people, man. But our oppressors, they made us focus more on hair texture and skin color, like we just read. It said the light skin versus the dark skin. And that's why that's even a thing today, because of what they did back then. That's why even today there's a such thing as a light skin, the light skin versus the dark skin. The nappy hair versus the straight hair. It's because of our oppressors, man. The people that rule over us. It's because of them. It's the reason why it's even a thing. It's the reason why it's even a thing, man. But this is what the Bible says. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the nation that's not desired. Mexicans and so-called African Americans, we are the same people. We are one nation. If you put aside the differences the so-called differences that our oppressors has made the focal point for our people, that they've pushed to the forefront to make us notice first when we look at each other. If we put those things aside and focus more on the similarities that we have amongst each other, with the way we raised, with the way we're raised, what we believe as a people, the way we think, the way we act amongst each other culturally, the way we eat, the things that we suffer, you will see that we have way more things in common than we have differences. Even to this day, we have way more things in common than we have that are differences. And all it takes is you paying attention. All it takes is you taking that Christianity off of your mind so that you can heal from that trauma that religion has placed on our people, man. The religion, the trauma that religion has caused us by believing in our oppressors' religion. We believe in a religion of a people that came here on ships, put our ancestors in chains, abused, unalived, did abominable things that you can't even speak on the internet, or they'll kick you off, just like they just kicked me off of TikTok tonight, man. Just like they just kicked me off of TikTok tonight. And the only thing I was doing was talking about the history and the things that were done to our people. You can't even speak those things on TikTok or you get kicked off. And I wasn't even all the way raw with it. And you still get kicked off the internet. Those are the things that they did to us. To now, they're trying to turn this into a place where you can't even talk about it. You can't even talk about it. If it was up to them, it would be forgotten and never thought of ever again. When it's the truth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites, man. We are the children of Israel. That's who we are. That's who we are, man. We are the nation that's not desired. Again, that book that I read this book that I'm reading out of is called Black Indians. I also read out of this book right here tonight. It's called Issachar, Son of Jacob, man. Keep tuning in, like, share, and subscribe. There's more where this came from. We're going to figure this thing out with TikTok, man. If you can, like, share, subscribe, or follow the TikTok ISUPK RGV. That's the handle, man. Log into your TikTok, like the page, like the videos, so you can tune in to every time we go live. And we're going to talk about healing the religious trauma that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans suffer here in America. Because this thing that we suffer, man, it's really the cause of all of the problems that we have in our community. All of it. Every last bit of it. It's trauma for believing. It's a byproduct of being Christian, of being Catholic, of being, atheist, of being Buddhist, of being a Muslim. All of the things that we suffer in our communities, it's a byproduct of the belief that we have in these religions that's been pushed on our people, that has nothing to do with our people. That's only there to further divide us and further destroy us from being a people. And with that, Shalom, Yah Bashim Yashar Barakatah to all the brothers. Shalom, Yah Shematah Bashim Yahweh to all the sisters, man. Tune in next time we go live. Shalom.